Welcome back, everyone, to another episode of Tyler's Fishing Post. We're here in the G Lab. On my right, we have Gino Losi. On my left, we have Frank Oliva. They will both be linked in the description. And we're here in the G Lab just going to be talking about fishing. So make sure you watch the whole video. Make sure you subscribe, like the video if you enjoy it. Comment down below what you want to see in a future video. If you want to hear something from Gino in a future video, or something from Frank, then comment down below. So with that being said, you guys ready?
Ready.
Let's do this. Let's do this.
Boom.
Boom. So, how's you guys' day today? Y'all go fishing? You worked?
I worked.
You worked? You went fishing?
I was on the water.
You went fishing? Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah, how's fishing today?
Well, I'd say most of these fish are post-spawn. There are a few spawners. Very few. It's still going down. But the majority of the chain's post-spawn right now.
Yeah, still going.
Yeah.
Going down a little bit. Yeah, I was out there as well. Wasn't as good for me as it was for Gina. Gina caught a couple decent ones. And
Yeah, we snatched a few off the beds, but for the most part, it's definitely post-spawn. I spent a lot of time out there graphing today. They have not made their way offshore just yet. They're kind of in between.
yeah, I realized that. I was fishing offshore today, and I was like, it's just not going down. Not going down at all. I was like, dang, I was hoping it would be. And then I was like, we just realized that they're in the Kissimmee grass. They're around docks.
Shad spawn's going down, everybody.
Yes.
Tyler's like, Shad spawn, I'm going looking for beds.
Yeah, I'm gonna go look for beds.
You got to do what's exciting.
Yes, you do. First canal of the day, I pull in. There's an 8-pounder right there. I was like, you can't ignore that. You can't ignore
Yeah,
that.
I call Tyler. He's like, dude, they're everywhere. There's bucks like every single bed has got
Every
bucks
bed.
on it. There's
Yes.
like 8-pounder just went swimming by me. He's like, they're everywhere. I'm like, oh, it's gonna be awesome.
Yes. But yeah, that's how today went. And what do you think the future of the chain's going to be doing? What do you think these fish are going to be doing after they're done spawning? Like, where are they going to go?
So guys, listen, shad spawn up, right? So if you don't know a whole lot about shad spawn up. They need something hard to spawn on. Kissimmee grass, some sort of round reeds, some sort of brush, right? And so look to those areas closest to the spawning areas, or we're gonna find some of your bigger fish at. So areas that have Kissimmee grass and docks, or maybe the bass were spawning behind the docks, and now the shad are spawning on the docks, is kind of like the perfect formula for those big females to get back out, get healthy before they get offshore. Oftentimes when these bass spawn, they don't go far. They're completely decimated from the spawn. The bucks haven't been eating. They're under a lot of stress. The females haven't been eating much. They're under a lot of stress. They're worn out. They're banged up from rubbing on each other. They're banged up from rubbing the eggs out. The water temps are in the 70s right now, like 69, 70 degrees, right?
Yep.
So the shad spawn's going down. Is it like going down everywhere? No, not just yet. But, you got some weird shad spawning right now. And it just so happens that those females that are worn down will go to those thickest places closest by where they feel safe, like underneath a dock, and some Kissimmee grass and some thicker grass. Just so happens the shad will be spawning there. So look to target those areas close to spawning flats, and you're going to find a lot of success there. Look to throw jerk baits, spinner baits, double willow blade, think little bait, right? Little swim baits, think little bait. Don't think too big right now. That will hurt you. Lipless crankbaits, things that are going to mimic small shad, are going to pay off in a big way. Now, yes, we've had several waves of spawners. We've had some spawn, obviously, in December. They've been spawning on and off ever since then. So are there some fish offshore? Absolutely, right? But if you want to look for a needle in a haystack, go ahead, right? In general, for the most part, right now, you need to look to those shallows. You need to look to that thick Kissimmee grass. Look for them round reeds. Look for them docks, and you're going to find success much faster and much more often right now.
There we go. That's what we didn't do today. All summed up right there. You got anything to add to that, Frank?
Yeah, it's my favorite time of the year. It's time to get the big stick out.
Oh, God.
Get
Go to
some
flipping her
work.
up.
I love it. I love it. Big rod, big line, big weight, and just getting that thick stuff because that's where they want to be right now, especially with the shad moving up like Gino's talking about. If you like to slow down and not throw the moving baits, it's a real effective way if you're patient and you really pick things apart. You can really capitalize out there on the chain because you all know what happens.
Best believe all the flipping boys are out there dropping bags right now as we speak.
Yeah, Rick Danner, look at what he's been doing. Just
dropping bags on
throwing
him.
it down on everybody.
Yeah.
That guy's a legend, man.
No doubt. Absolute killer. So, yeah. And listen, guys, if you're on the chain and you got your flipping stick out, don't be scared to get one with some fluorocarbon on it and a 1/2 ounce weight. Everybody thinks big all the time, and that works really good. Like, Frank finds a ton of success, and he always flips big. Like, this dude is like 1 ounce is like his go-to minimum. even in sparse grass, because they react to it. That bait comes whipping by their face, and those bass just smoke it, right? But in the off chance that it doesn't work out, throw some fluorocarbon, man. 17 pound, right? 20 pound,
Yeah,
17, 20 pound fluorocarbon, and go down to a half-ounce weight. You know, if you're fishing in a derby and you're behind a bunch of boats, don't like blow out of there and get super spun out. Just drop down in line and weight size and clean up behind them boys like a vacuum cleaner. Just
Yeah, for sure, because mostly those guys aren't doing that. They're throwing braid, they're throwing heavy stuff. I mean, if you just change it up to something that you know they're not doing, you got a better chance on catching more fish than they do.
an old chain. Frank, how about that chatterbait, baby? What's your trick with the chatterbait? Tell the story, Frank. Let's hear it, Frank, because that is how this is. Listen, the way Frank likes to fish a chatterbait, whether he's going to tell it or not, this is the time of year to fish it that way because it mimics the bait perfectly and it's hard to beat.
Well,
Let's hear it, Frank. Give it up, Frank.
It was real easy to beat last Saturday for the BFL because it.
Frank had a bad derby. He's been on a bad run, dude. We need to get Frank back in it.
Toho tomorrow.
Yeah,
Talk about that.
Going to Toho tomorrow. I'll be throwing the chatterbait.
The chatterbait.
He doesn't want to give up the
How-
chatterbait.
how
You
you
see him
throw it?
Put me on the spot. All right, if you guys really want to know about my little trick with the chatterbait is I'll go buy the cheapest chatterbait I can find, the original chatterbait. I take the skirt off, I throw it in the trash can, and I just run it naked with either a fluke style or swim bait style trailer behind it, and I'm either mimicking a bluegill or a shad depending on which colors I'm using. White, obviously, shad, dark color, bluegill. I keep it that simple. And I don't really get too crazy with it, and it really produces a lot more bites this time. Well, I feel like all times of the year because
Well, it's a smaller profile, and those shad are little. They're like thumbnail, right? So, like, it's a waste. When you put that skirt on, it really bulks it up
Without a
tremendously,
doubt.
right? So it's a much, much, much smaller profile. And Frank finds a lot more success coming through a lot of the grass and stuff like that, too. It's just really, just sneaks on through there.
it's a lot
right?
more erratic too. So like when you get it hung up a little
That
bit on
sucker
grass,
hunts like crazy, boy.
and even I mean you can even get it to hunt really good without even getting hung up on
I'm a
grass.
skirt guy, but I've seen Frank just put it down on that thing.
Yeah, it's you know it's what I'm confident in, and I've seen it really excel for a lot of years out there. Not a lot of guys are doing it. A lot of guys buy the jackhammers and they don't do that. I mean, I wouldn't.
don't do it.
I wouldn't
It's
cut
dope.
the skirt off
It's
a
dope.
jackhammer
Yeah.
either. But I'm not paying $20 for a chatterbait.
I watched Frank stare at the jackhammer section for 20 minutes, and he walked out with the old school chatterbait.
Can't do it.
No, you can't.
He tried to sell himself for like 20, but I will not throw any but a jackhammer.
Oh,
Just to each his own.
Absolutely.
I'm a thunder cricket guy.
The old thunder cricket.
Ever since old Bill McDonald showed me the ways of the thunder cricket, went out and tore him up on Yale on the little thunder cricket. And,
I can get 2 original chatterbaits for the price. No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, that's true.
You can get 4 chatterbaits for the price of a
Oh,
jackhammer.
I just can't do it. Can't
True
bring
story.
myself to it.
Yeah, it's expensive. Fishing is expensive, but if you're gonna buy some stuff, links in the description. Now's a good time to plug those. If you want to check out all the gear I use for my videos, go check out the links in the description. I'd appreciate that. It helps out the videos. And
Also, shad spawn. Can I say something on shad spawn?
Yeah.
Guys, listen. Everybody thinks shad spawn's going on in the morning. That's it. Where do you think they all go, brother? They're right there. So, like, if you're catching them fast and furious on a chatterbait in a trap, and you think it's over, step back a little bit with that jerkbait and spend some time picking that place apart. You can literally clean up all day on a spot where the shad are spawning. They don't just disappear. They don't just like spawn and poof, they're gone. They're there. So be thorough in those areas. If you're running down a stretch of Kissimmee grass and you're flipping and you get bit, don't just keep flipping down and think like this is my area. I'm gonna flip this whole stretch down. Maybe pull off that Kissimmee grass a little bit and pitch around, maybe pitch back in it, throw a swim jig in it. Swim jig is a great way to catch them during a shad spawn, a little white swim jig. I like the 1/4 ounce, like dirty jig. So dope with a smaller trailer on it. But if you get bit in an area like that and you know it's not an area that's going to harbor resident fish, just back up a little bit and fish a little bit and pick it apart.
for sure. I got something else. Like, so what do y'all think about all the tournaments that are coming to the chain? Like, do you think this is good for the chain or bad for the chain? Because like we've had so many like 100, 200 boat tournaments
tournament.
every single week.
I
Like,
think Harris is going to be big time for a long time. All the fish are being weighed in. They're getting sucked in from all. So I wouldn't say that it hurts the chain. It's good to bring notoriety to the chain. I think the Harris chain's fishing better than any lake in Central Florida, probably any lake in Florida right now, as far as big name lakes go. The Harris chain is a spot, man. There's so many 25-plus pound bags, 30-pound stringers, 30-plus pound stringers being caught on the chain all the time religiously. You can't even go to a local tournament and have 25 pounds in your sack and think you're going to do something with it. You better, you better have a hope and a prayer that someone didn't catch them. But you guaranteed, I don't care if it's a 15 boat derby, you better sack them up out there because there's big fish and they're everywhere. So does it hurt it? It moves the fish around a little bit, right? The fishing pressure definitely makes it tougher, but I think it's good to bring notoriety to the chain. I think FWC has been doing a tremendous job out there. We all complain. It all sucks when they come and torch the grass and they do all this. I think if they lay off during the spawning season, they don't spray spawning flats, we have some good spawns, we're doing good. I think the fishing quality is better than it's ever been. So they're obviously moving us forward. So we got some big derbies coming. We've had some big derbies. It's nonstop pressure. It definitely makes it tough. It definitely moves fish around. And you definitely got to lighten up your gear to be able to adjust to that pressure because those fish are there. They've seen everything under the sun. These fish absolutely get line shy in the chain 100%. So I've noticed a difference in 15 to 20 pound test in bites, and it's literally like 0.1 difference in diameter. It's minuscule, right? And there's a difference between 15 and 12 pound tests. And most of my rods, if I got 9 rods on the deck, 7 of them are going to be 12 and under. They're going to be 12 and 10 pound tests on most of my rods. I'll have 15 maybe on one rod and 20 maybe on another. But lighten your line up a lot. You're going to get a lot more bites. If you don't get the bites, you don't know the fish are there and you just keep moving, right? So lighten it up a little bit. And it's going to help a lot. You know, if you guys are practicing for events that are coming up and you're like, oh my God, they're all post-spawn, there's a bunch of fry around there, like that is telling you what you need to do. You know that those big females are close by. They did not go far. They're emaciated from the spawn. They're going to be close by. Hit those docks. Hit that Kissimmee grass. Hit the thick stuff close by. You're going to bang on it. Guys are in a crowd right now. Like, it's unbelievable. We went by the Fisher Tractor the other day. Yeah. There's like a little bit of drill. There's like 65 boats in that spot.
Oh my gosh.
Guys, you're going to fall in the middle if you do that. You're never going to win a derby like that. There are fish everywhere on the chain. I promise you guys, it doesn't matter what lake you go to or what part of the lake, you can catch fish there. You can pick what you think is the ugliest crap out there, and you can catch fish. There are so many fish on the chain. We don't need to bunch up like that because then it hurts one another.
That's a good topic because a lot of people, they probably message you like, hey, what lake's popping? Where do I need to go? Like, oh, I've heard Dora's popping. It's like, well, Dora's not the only lake that's popping.
Yeah, they're all popping, dude. You just got like what I find that happens on the chain often is like someone does good on one lake and they're like, that lake's on fire. We all got to go to that lake. And I literally watch even the local events. You'll see like 80% of the crowd just go straight to that lake the week after someone wins. And they leave all these fish alone. It's unbelievable. You guys can literally, I promise you can catch them everywhere. Do not get spun out. If you like to fish shallow, fish shallow. If you like to fish deep, fish deep. You can do that year-round on the chain, however you like to catch them. You want to catch them in brush, catch them in brush. You want to catch them on shell, catch them on shell. You want to catch them in the grass, catch them in the grass. You like eelgrass, you like hydrilla. We got it all. Kissimmee grass, every single lake's got it in it. Every single lake is hot right now. It's just that time of year. But these fish are constantly on the move. You guys have to just put on that trolling motor and go to work. And if you get bit, you can guarantee in most instances that it's not a fluke. There's other fish in the area. Those bucks pulling together, the females pulling together, right? They're grouped together. If you find a fish, you're going to find more fish, right? So all you guys with tournaments coming up, just pick an area that you think is going to be good for you and stay there, and you're going to make it happen. I promise. And what else?
There we go. That's legit. That's facts right there. Just like do your strengths.
Yeah.
What you like to do, go do that out on the chain. And every lake is different, and you can apply your strengths to different lakes on the chain. So with that being said, now we talked about fishing. Let's talk about like what's going on. Like you're fishing BFLs. Yep. Let's talk about. You're also fishing BFLs. Let's talk about that.
Yeah.
Let's talk about
and
that.
the ABAs. We got the ABA coming up this weekend.
If you want to call it fishing the BFLs, I'm donating my money and showing up to weigh-ins with my tail between my legs. You know, every single event that we've had this year, we've had awful conditions come through, and it just so happens that the places that I picked, that I had a lot of confidence in, I stayed on every single one of those spots for too long, thinking I can get those fish to bite, or those fish were going to show up or pull out or pull in or whatever I was doing at that time. And it just didn't work out for me. But with that being said, I'm still happy with the way I fished because I never got spun out throughout the days, never got frustrated. I stayed calm and I just fished. And I mean, that's huge for a lot of people because once you get in your head and you're just going 900 miles an hour and you're feeling scared and lost out there, not knowing what to do, that's a problem with fishing. So the way I look at it is as long as that I keep my mind right and I just keep plowing through, I'm going to show up and I'm going to show up in a big way because I know how to catch them, but you know, it just doesn't shake out all the time. And it's all a learning experience for everybody. I mean, I don't care how good you are. The best guys in the world have the worst days, and you got to stay focused and stay dedicated and stay true to what you like to do, and it'll all work out. Gino, on the other hand, has had a ton of success this year. He's been smacking them up. He won one.
I won one, and I got a top 20 in another, and then I kind of biffed the last one. But I'm still in the run-in to make it to qualify. Right, I'm still there. So, I really wanted to fish the Toyota Series this year or fish the Opens. COVID did not allow that to happen. It really crushed my business, and both myself and my wife, our business are travel related, so it wasn't going to happen. But Frank and I told ourselves last year we would fish the BFLs, and we'd also fish the ABAs. And I can tell you this, Billy Benedetti runs our division along with, I think, the entire Southeast region. He is one of the best tournament directors. Guys, if you're thinking about getting into a tournament or you fish tournaments and you want to kind of go up in quality, Billy Benedetti is an incredible tournament director. The ABA Open Series is run just like the Bassmasters Open. I've fished the Bassmasters Open, I've fished the BFLs, and I've fished the ABA. I promise you that will get you ready for any tournament you're going to fish. It's run exactly like that. It's run incredibly well. It's an awesome organization to fish for, and the payout's incredible. Now, this is my first year at the BFL. Blew me away. They're paying like 50-something spots. The payout's incredible. The buy-in's cheap. The quality of the event and sponsors are second to none. So if you guys are thinking about getting into fishing tournaments or you really want to step your game up, it's a really awesome way to do it. The guys that are fishing these events are some of the best guys in the area. I mean, they're absolute hammers. These are guys that are fishing the Yoda Series. These are guys that are fishing the Bassmaster Opens. These are guys that have been fishing for 5, 10, 15 years, right? You have legit seasoned vets out there. So if you want to test your mettle, these are the tournaments to do it in. They're fishing on some of the best fisheries in the country. It's pretty awesome. I had a bad tournament. It happens. I cracked them pretty good. I didn't crack them pretty good. What am I talking about? I caught 5 and I lost 2 big ones and decided to leave and go bed fishing. It was such a stupid thing to do and wasted 4 hours of my tournament. But thankfully, I had a good finish in the last tournament. I finished in 18th place, so it didn't drop me too far down in points. And I finished a couple pounds out of the money. But won the ABA before. We missed the first event for the ABA because we couldn't fish it because the BFL and the ABA were on the same day. So Frank and I have an event to make up somewhere. But 2 awesome events, 2 awesome tournaments. I definitely love them, and I would recommend them to anybody looking to get involved. And if you want to fish as a co-angler, don't fish anywhere else. If you live in the area and these tournaments are available, it's extremely inexpensive for you to get in as a co-angler, and you're going to fish with some of the best fishermen in the country, in your area. The quality is incredible. The feel's incredible. It'll help you get ready. It's very affordable. The payout's good. The sponsors are good. The trophies are dope. Yeah. Right? So... 200 plus boat fields too, guys.
Yeah, that's legit. That's pretty legit. And the reason I'm not fishing BFLs is because I'm still in school. So it's like I'm in school doing videos and all that. But I'm glad I'm able to do videos for y'all. And I mean, I need to jump into BFL. I need to jump into one for sure.
Tyler's a hammer. He's like hidden gem.
Nah.
Everybody watches videos for fish, but this kid can catch them, man. You gotta think he's a youngin, and this dude is out there finding fish on his own, putting in the time. He knows what he's doing. He catches them every time he goes out.
And try to, yeah.
For the most part.
Every once in a while I have a bad day.
We all biff. We all have a bad day here and there, especially when you're dealing with this amount of pressure. It's so crazy. Before a big event comes and everybody starts practicing, you can literally go out there and catch them anywhere, anytime, however you want to catch them. As soon as that pressure gets there, these fish get smart fast. And it's like, where did they go, bro? They're still there, but they're just pressured. You really have to lighten
You got to
things up.
change it up.
Yeah.
You got to change it up big time in order to get these fish attention.
Got to break the old pixie stick out.
Yeah, where did they go? And you drive over top of them.
I neglected so much, guys. But listen, 10-pound test and a spinning reel will save your day a lot out on the chain. You think it's dirty water, we don't need to go light, you're nuts. Those fish can feel the line. The line diameter makes noise in the water. So dropping down a line is a huge factor. Don't take the visibility out of it. Let's talk about what they're feeling down below, right? And when you throw a 20-pound test, they feel it coming through there. They feel it coming through the water, right?
For sure,
so,
for sure.
Line diameter is imperative when they're under that much pressure, because you think your fish are gone, and really they're just like, yep, seen that before.
Yeah,
about
they
an
don't
hour
wanna
ago,
eat it,
30
yeah.
minutes before that, every single day they're just getting dropped on. So
I'm just glad I'm throwing a speed worm in all of my videos so I can switch it up, because I know everyone's going to be throwing a speed worm. Everyone's going to be throwing a speed worm out there. I was
Or
actually
Canal, never seen it coming.
never seen it coming.
no. Well, thanks guys for doing this.
Absolutely.
Boom,
Appreciate
brother.
it.
Glad to be
Enjoy.
on
Definitely
board with
go
you, Tyler.
subscribe to Gino and Frank. Links in the description. Go check them out. You learned a lot of great information, hopefully. Gino, you definitely provided a lot of great information.
I hope I helped y'all out.
Yeah,
I'm glad
for
to be
sure.
here. I always love being on the boat with Tyler. This is the first time we got to sit and talk on camera for you guys, but we do it about 8 to 10 hours a day, at least once per
man.
week.
Oh,
Right?
man,
We
yeah.
get together and fish on a regular, so I have a ton of fun with Tyler on the water. I hope you guys enjoy his videos. His videos are awesome. I've been watching them since before I met him, so it's good stuff, man. Stay tuned. Tyler's always on it. And look, Tyler's hanging on me and Frank, so you better not. Your boy's on the juice.
Yeah, we're on the
So-
juice now. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. I appreciate all you guys. And I'll see y'all next week. So thanks for watching. Boom. Let's go.